Welcome to week two, video two. And in this video, we are going to discuss success blueprint. We're going to talk about key concepts of success. And there's going to be a bit of a takeaway in what you would want to incorporate in your everyday thought process. So, jumping right in, over the past 8 years, I have found solace in so many books based on the idea of success, the idea that prosperity and success are can be spiritual concepts, the idea that success is a natural state, uh, from authors like Grant Cardone, the 10x rule, all the way to Bob Proctor, Thoughts or Things. And over the course of that learning, some of the key elements that appears as a theme throughout all of the books that I've read or all of the seminars that I've attended are going to be the focus of what we discussed today. And by no means are these the only aspects of a success blueprint or the success conversation that we want to have, but I decided that it was particularly important to incorporate these concepts early in the training so that as we progress through the training, the other success habits, if you will reveal themselves to you and will also become a part of your DNA. So let's talk about one of the major, um, I'll say major contributors to success. I'm going to write it out here on the screen and then we'll talk about it. Now, as I write this out, you may be able to guess what we're looking at here. For whatever reason, I believe we tend to misuse this word. I believe we tend to misuse the word failure. I believe that we give it a negative connotation. And because we give the word failure a negative connotation, it tends to cause us pain. So, for instance, let's say you have someone in high school, college, and they receive a low score on the test. Now, that person has an option. They have the power to decide. Either this score on this test can cause me pain or it can cause me to be on purpose. Okay. So over the years, what I've begun to embrace, and we experience any sort of setback or what we want to label as failure, it is quite simply feedback. Okay. And what I'm embracing more and more is if we start to look at each and every time we experience what we like to refer to as failure, we attempt to reprogram our minds to say, this is feedback. This is feedback on my process. This is feedback on my habits. This is feedback on the programming. This is feedback on how I've been spending my time. This is feedback on what concepts I need to understand. And so, oftentimes in the market, what will happen is we may experience, or hopefully you don't have to, right? However, you may experience a back to back losing streak or something like that. And some folks would tend to, some traders would tend to say, I failed, or I'm failing, or I'm losing, instead of saying, these losses are nothing more than the seeds to plant the success that I truly desire. And so as we begin to evolve in our success thinking and our success mindset, we must embrace the fact that failure is feedback. And feedback is only defeat if you quit. One of my favorite quotes by Maya Angelou says, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. And so, what I'm also learning, and what I would like for you to just consider, is that your success in life will be equal to the number of obstacles that you overcome. Your success in life will be equal to the number of obstacles you overcome. And so, it is important to highlight that there are differences in being in failing, right, and receiving feedback. And if we had to go down a list of what failure is or what failure is not, one of the things that I would encourage you to consider is that failure is your mind's attempt to avoid pain. Ah, that didn't work. Don't try it again. Ah, man. Last time you asked a girl out, she turned you down. Don't try it again. Your mind's main goal is to protect you, right? And so, by certain signals that our mind sends us, failure is quite simply your mind's attempt to avoid pain. No one wants to experience pain, right? On the other side, on the flip side, feedback is your mind's attempt to find solutions. If you've ever felt defeated, or if you've ever felt like I don't understand, or I don't get this, or I'm missing it, or I'm not picking it up, all of that is failure thinking. And it's up to you to really transform your mind power into finding solutions. If you're getting stopped out, or if you have errors in timing, this is simply feedback to tell you I need to work on timing my entries. I need to work on understanding where the market could go. I need to work on planning out my trades. It's feedback. It's feedback. And uh, in my life, one of the things that I have experienced is sometimes that there are lessons that we must learn through failure. And if you work out or if you know lifting, where you will do sets to failure, and that simply means that you do so many repetitions of lifting that weight until your arms say enough, no more. And in doing that, you are shocking your muscles. And we can get scientific with it and talk about how you tear your muscles when you lift weights in XYZ. However, the point is sometimes there are lessons that we have to learn through failure. And if we keep that quote in mind from Maya Angelou, many times I have experienced defeat, but I have never been defeated. We will continue to reframe any experiences in life that we have that other people might label as a setback. We will label as feedback, and we will know that our success in life is equal to the number of obstacles we can overcome. And so, failure, it's a part of success. It's a necessary part of success. Another part of success would be something that as adults we we use, right? However, being a kid, it came more naturally. I don't have to ask you if you've ever had an imaginary friend. Most kids would say yes, right? We could ask a 9-year-old, say, "Hey, do you have any?" Or I have two nieces and a nephew, and if they say, "Hey, TT, let's have a dinner party or tea party," we're gonna sit down and I'm gonna drink imaginary tea from the teacup, pinky out. And so one of the most interesting concepts is the creative power of your soul. Your mind has power. We've all had dreams that felt so real. And when you wake up, your heart's palpitating, you may be sweating. You felt every sense of that dream. Every ounce of your body said that dream was real. That is due to the fact that we were gifted. We take this for granted. We take the imagining power so often we take it for granted. In the same way, some folks give failure a negative connotation. Sometimes uh, we use our imagination in a negative way. And of course, the law of attraction tells us that what we focus on, we will get. And some people imagine themselves as it relates to their trading as never being able to get it, never being able to understand it, never being able to be profitable. And in their experience, they will continue to attract that which aligns with what they have spent their creative power on. And so one of the things is that one, there is power in your imagination. There is power in your ideas, your individual ideas. And two, are you using this power in a positive way or a negative way? And you can always evaluate your um, your use or your experience or your results by understanding how you've been using your imagination or your mind, if you will. And so, because your imagination is a creative power of your soul, your thoughts lead to your plans, or you could say your actions or your ideas. And so, if you were to reverse engineer this, then that means, and this is nothing new, you know this information, that means that your reality starts in your imagination. That means that the plan that you have for success starts in your imagination. And because you're using your imagination to think out beautiful ideas, to plan beautiful ideas, and maybe in this planning, something happens that you are now processing as feedback, you now have the ability to create a different reality. I can remember when I got fired from a job where I spent the bulk of my adult years, right? Well, I say that I'm still young. It was such a devastating time, right? I worked at this particular company for 5 years. Had quickly attracted the attention of leadership. They put me in a role of leadership. They put me in a role of training and development. And because of what was going on externally with friends and family, I wasn't able to stay focused. Hindsight there, or got me into the position, um, didn't wasn't something that was sustained, and they had to fire me. However, the point of the story is this: is I could have looked at that and said, "Yo, I'm never gonna work again, or I'm never gonna be a manager again, or I'm never gonna train folks again." Or in my imagination, I can say, "What can I do, and what do I want it to look like?" And so, because of that, our thoughts lead to our plans, which creates our reality. And so, in this process, this cycle, because we're constantly generating a reality, we're constantly generating a new reality. We're constantly receiving feedback, not only outside, internally. And that's something that I would really encourage you to consider is the internal feedback is even more important than any external feedback. There's an exercise that you can incorporate when it comes to making decisions or when you're faced with making a trading decision, trading business. Will this improve the quality of my portfolio? Will this improve the quality of my bottom line? And what is awesome about our bodies is that if we are patient and quiet enough, our bodies will send us signals. My buddy just had a girl recently that she was lactose intolerant. He was like, man, when she gets milk, so my wife just has to breastfeed her for now. Her body is giving her parents feedback, knowledge that they didn't even know. And anytime it comes to making a decision, whether it be a trading decision, life decision, there is power in listening to the feedback, your soul, essentially your body. Does that decision bring you comfort or discomfort? Now, if it is a decision that's going to cause you to grow, it may still cause a little bit of discomfort, right? It may still cause you a little bit of what we like to refer to as pain. And I mean, I don't have to remind you about the quotes from any of the Army commercials from the 90s. Pain is weakness leaving the body. And so our trading, pain is weakness leaving your trading. Feedback is weakness leaving your trading. And so failure that we've uh, translated to mean feedback and using the creative power of our soul, understanding that we have the power to imagine, understanding that we have the power to think, to plan, and to create our reality. The other portion of this training is for you to consider what is it that you really desire? What is it that you really want? Being being a sales coach for so many years, every month was a journey of new talk to my folks about what are your goals for this month? What are you looking to accomplish? And some folks have really strategic goals. They had a game plan for what they wanted to do. Um, they had a reason why. They had a reasonable action plan. And then there were some folks in between that just said, "Hey, I just want to get a lot of sales." One of the things that is a lesson to learn is that our mind has infinite creative abilities. And because of that, because we're connected to an infinite source, it's very important to be definite with the infinite. And one of the main reasons that people don't get exactly what they desire is because they don't know. They don't know what they desire. They don't know what they have to do to get there. They'll just say, "Oh, I want to make $1 million." Okay. What are you going to do that? What do you mean? Well, last time I checked, $1 million probably is not going to fall out of the sky. It's not going to fall off the back of a Brinks truck. So, what are you going to do to achieve that? What's your contribution? What's your purpose? What's your plan? What makes you the happiest? What makes you the unhappiest? What motivates you? What is it that you want? What do you want? This question is at the core foundation of your success blueprint. What is it that you desire? Not mom and dad's desires, not your wife's desires, not your brother's desire. You desire. What is going to make you feel the most fulfilled? What's going to make you feel the happiest? And sometimes, if you are struggling to identify the things that you desire, you can start with the things that make you unhappy or the things that you don't want. Catherine Ponder talks a lot about starting with list making and how she would encourage her congregation to create a list of the things that they did not want or that they wanted to eliminate or that they desired to eliminate from their lives. And so in this list building, okay, I don't want to be overweight. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be this. I don't want to be that. Aha, now we have identified what it is that you truly desire. And I'm going to say this because it's not enough to answer that question. If you have a big goal, if you have a big desire, if you have a big pull, this desire, you must be obsessed. You have to be whacked. You have to be so engulfed in achieving this desire that no matter what uh, setback or what kind of feedback you get along the path of achieving said desire, you keep pursuing. No matter what your imagination, because sometimes guess what? Your imagination will lie to you or deceive you or give you a narrative, right? Just like the dreams. The dreams are a narrative that can be changed or can be interpreted as real or not real, good or bad. And so, no matter what types of obstacles come your way, you must persist in the direction of your desire, no matter what. No matter what. Um, I thought about when I told my mom and my sister that I wanted to move to California, and God bless their heart, they love me, and I'm the youngest, so I understand. The conversation was like, oh, you should wait. Oh, and granted, my sister was getting ready to have a baby, right? Your niece will be here soon. You don't want to miss her birth. Oh, do you have enough money saved up? This is when I was coming off of getting fired, and I had gotten a job, and I saved up some money, and I was like, I'm gonna go to California. I'm gonna go to Hollywood. I'm gonna make it work. I had the desire, and there was nothing that was going to to stop me. That you can have, be, or do anything that you desire. There are no limitations that exist except the ones that you create. There are no limitations that exist except the ones that you create. Other people like to put limitations on us. How many times have you had someone in a position of authority and you told your goals or your dreams to, and they say, oh, that's too big. That's not realistic. Maybe it's not the right time. Don't do that right now. When it comes to this desire in your trading, in your life, you must know like you know, like you know. You must possess an attitude of expectancy, almost as if you're waking up and it's your birthday and you're looking forward to all the gifts that are going to be flowing your way. And whatever it is that you truly, truly desire, that's crucial. That's crucial. And so when we're talking about success and when we're talking about failure, aka feedback, aka your success in life will be equal to the number of obstacles you overcome, and we're talking about your imagination, and we're talking about you using your creative power in a directed, pointed way, there is no way, there is nothing that can stop you. There is no way that you cannot achieve what you set out to achieve if you truly tap into your success blueprint. And look at these areas of your mindset around success to see how you align with the concepts that we talked about. And if you don't know what you want, that's okay. Write it down. Take out a piece of paper. And at the top, what is it that I desire? What do I desire? And everything that's going to make you happy, write it down. And no matter what comes your way, no matter what obstacles, because there will be obstacles. I know we want to live in a world where we think that there won't be obstacles. The universe has a really awesome way of um, ensuring that the people that deserve success get it, and the people that don't deserve it don't get it. So no matter what comes your way, focusing your imagination, your creative power on your desires, there is no way that you can be defeated. There is no way that you will not achieve what you set out to achieve. Everything that you desire, everything that you would like to become, everything that you would like to do, and guess what? Beyond what you can even imagine is possible for you. It's possible for you. You just have to decide and work with your success blueprint. Work with these success concepts that we're going to continue to go over throughout the trainings and really dive deep into what motivates you, what's driving you, and what's holding you back from achieving the success that you truly, truly desire. So, We will catch you in the next part of this week's training. Welcome to week 2, video number 3, where we will continue the conversation regarding psychology, unlearning, learning, and specifically in this training, the things that we will be discussing are mind fitness. Mind fitness training, this idea of training your mind for mental fitness. Your brain is a muscle that must be trained to reach its full potential. In this training, not only are we going to go deeper and discuss this idea of your mind being a muscle, I'm also going to show to you guys some of the over the past few years, incorporating certain rituals, incorporating certain practices on a daily basis that really transformed the overall muscle that is mind. And so it's important to understand when we think about our mind, so very powerful. Our thoughts send out frequencies and vibrations, and we are constantly receiving frequencies and vibrations. And this idea of mental fitness, if we consider physical fitness, I'm just going to pull up here a example of a 14-day workout plan. Now, across this plan, it shows the number of days that the plan will be in effect. And this is just a plan I just found on Google. It's from a company called, I guess it's called Blog Latte or what is it, Pilates or something like that. So Blog Latte or something like that. Um, so it gives you certain days. You're going to do cardio. You're going to focus on your abs. You're going to focus on your booty. You're going to focus on that we can focus on. And there are certain areas of your mind that when you are stressed, it causes issues with being able to communicate, causes issues with being able to see things clearly. And the overall purpose for this mind fitness training is to give you the tools to develop your mind. And so, as we look at this 14-day plan here, it's important to know or to ask ourselves how many days a week are we devoting to training our brain or to building that mind muscle? How many times have we altered our diet, be it a mental diet, maybe going on a social media cleanse, or uh, changing up what you're listening to. Instead of listening to a certain type of music, maybe you listen to classical music, or maybe you listen to jazz. And so the question of how will you alter your diet um, to go hand in hand with the physical activity that you're going to be doing also comes into play. There was a study done that showed that on average, the traders that had a proper balanced diet before they went into any market situation were able to withstand the ebbs and flows of the market. And so, the question, if we're modeling our mind fitness training after physical fitness training, how many days a week are we focused on this? How are we going to alter our diet as far as what we're actually eating? How are we going to alter our mental diet? How does this have an impact on our overall trading emotions? Now, when we look at this plan that's on the screen that is designed to be like a 14 days situation, a lot can happen in 2 weeks. A lot can happen in a week. A lot can happen in a day. And coming into a new year, we know that it's common for coming towards that time of the year where folks are more than likely anxious to set up new goals or as we refer to them as resolutions. There is a tendency to to start fresh and to embrace the starting fresh and to embrace a new identity in a sense where we're doing things that we normally don't do, or we're looking at being healthier, or we're looking for ways to improve. People fall off of that New Year's resolution bandwagon. How often do they say, I'm going to work out for 30 days and they don't make it? And not only that, I mean, even on the flip side of someone doing like a 14-day workout plan or a 21-day workout plan, has it become a habit? Has that plan become a habit, or was it just a fad or something that we participated in at one point? Say that when it comes to training our mind, we must always be on guard. There are so many things, so many businesses, so many people that are after your mind, okay? So many things that are wanting access to your sacred space of your mind. There's so many products to be the ones that you're supposed to go to, or um, alcohol that you're supposed to drink, or activities that you're supposed to participate in. A new restaurant is opening up here. It's like, at what point does that sacred space of your of your body have the time to be focused on, right? If we're always constantly doing this, doing that, listening to other people, if we're constantly being involved, do something that is going to improve the quality of your mind. And so, just looking at this 14-day plan, it brought me to something that has become a habit over the course of the past 5 years. And this is a part of the training that I would like to reveal to you guys, a routine, a specific routine where we would incorporate mind fitness a habit until it became a habit. Um, Bob Proctor talks a lot about paradigms, paradigm shifts. And a paradigm is nothing more than a collection of behaviors or thought processes or habits. And so you can have an extreme paradigm shift by just understanding your current paradigm and understanding your current place. And unfortunately, some people only implement plans like this when they've gotten sick and tired of being sick and tired. And the the encouragement is, hopefully you can incorporate a plan so that you don't have to hit rock bottom. Rock bottom is not fun. Take it from someone who knows. Rock bottom is not a place that you want to be or want to stay. And so if you have the proper mind fitness, mental fitness, not only and resilient, you can bounce back from any setback. No one can destroy you. No one can do anything to harm you. You are mentally equipped to prepare for anything that life decides that it's your turn to experience. And so let me show you real quickly a um, a checklist of sorts. This was a morning ritual. I created this around 2014. I also had an evening ritual. Won't show that in this. It's simply the evening ritual was made out the same way, and I'm gonna make sure you guys have this template so that you can use it. However, the main thing is that there were these activities that I had to do every morning, right? Let's just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to do to train my mind, or to get into a mental space of clarity. So, practicing a gratitude minute, writing down everything that I was grateful for, taking my vitamins, working out. Of course, that part took a little bit longer, right? So I wouldn't be able to cross that off until I came back from the gym. That out for any sort of influential reading that you prefer. Reading truth statements. We're going to get to that. Okay. Drinking tea. Listening to Closer by Guapale. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name or not, but that's how I pronounce it. Guapale. mindfulness 5 minutes. So this would entail doing something intentionally for 5 minutes and being fully present, fully aware. My daily prayer, we're going to talk about that. Two of these we're going to talk about here. And journaling for 5 minutes. And so what we did was printed this out, laminated it, and every day I would go through and just cross off the items that I was able to complete that day, right? So let's just say on Tuesday, okay, maybe I skipped the gym. However, I was able to get all of these other ones in here. You know what I mean? The reason that we do this goes deeper than um, checking the box. Some of us have had in our minds, and there has to be a process of unlearning. There must be a process of unlearning, and by deliberately doing things in a ritualistic type of way, you're reprogramming your mind. You're reprogramming your mind. Now, these I want to share those with you guys. These are items that were printed out, and I want to say I put them. I guess you can call it. I mean, I framed them and put them up, and I would read them aloud every day, every morning. What I found is that these truth statements and this daily prayer became a natural part of my thought process to the point of where I could be anywhere and I can recite these truth statements, or I could be anywhere and I could recite the daily prayer. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. There was, let me see here, let me switch to here. We're going to break these down. We're going to go deep and break these down because I want to give you, you can use this as a blueprint to create your own life purpose statement, life vision statement, truth statement. You guys will see the 7 spiritual laws of success. While we won't read every single one, I want you guys to pay particularly close attention to creating your own life purpose and creating your own life vision statement. This says, my ultimate purpose in life is to create a life by my own design that is a full expression of who I was intended to be. I am an eachness in the allness of the divine creator. To live a simple life full of unforgettable moments daily, to constantly work towards releasing my imprisoned splendor, I will fulfill my potential as a spiritual being in this world and continue to be a living example of the infinite possibilities of what it means to take possession of your mind and to direct it to the ends that you desire. To experience prosperity and abundance in every aspect of my life, to be full of passion, joy, and gratitude, and to intentionally create a life that will inspire others to discover their potential and create a fearless and impactful life. To experience financial freedom and the ability to do what I desire whenever I desire to do it. To travel the world and be an open channel of the full, abundant nature of God. I am God's living enterprise and God cannot fail. Think about that statement. Growing up, I can remember we would recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. What does that ingrain in you when you recite the Pledge of Allegiance? You're literally doing what the title says. You're pledging your allegiance. And how much more impactful could our lives be if we decided to have our own pledge of allegiance or pledge in general to our purpose? And so, this life purpose, I continue to live out in my daily life. I continue to evolve this purpose and rewrite it and tweak it so that it becomes more appropriate and more impactful as I continue to grow. And so I encourage you guys to really consider, what is your ultimate purpose in life? What is the reason that you are doing what you're doing? What is your why? Let's talk about the vision statement. My ultimate vision for my life is to be a representation of an idea. Somewhere my creativity, fearlessness, passion, confidence, and determination. I am a multimillionaire and a mega successful entrepreneur. I am a world-class investor and extremely business minded that contributes to my ability to focus and grow my companies beyond measure. I have the financial ability to experience total prosperity and abundance, gratefully grow and evolve to become a full expression of the divine creator. Focused on developing myself daily and sharing my experience with people around the world through the platforms that will do the most good. I am a philanthropist and a force for limitless good, dedicating my life to help as many people as I humanly can and to leaving my mark on the world. Now, I'm not reading that to you because I think I'm particularly special. I'm reading that to you because I need you to understand that having a statement like this that you take seriously and you incorporate into your daily ritual and you read out loud, it's a command. It goes deeper. If you've had the opportunity to read the 252 affirmations, then you'll see some common themes in the idea in that book. And these are the expanded ideas behind this. This is the first time I've ever shared this with anyone. And I wanted to bring this to the training because I need you guys to understand that nothing in life happens on accident. Everything is on purpose. We are always on purpose. Sitting where you are, doing what you're doing, hearing these words. Because of that, what we say to ourselves is so important. What we allow other people to say to us is so important. We must guard our hearts and minds. There's so much out here that's attempting to tear you down or to distract you or to discourage you. And there's also a lot out here that's intended to lift you up and to motivate you. And so you must take responsibility for guarding your heart. So many times the people closest to us hurt us the most. They say things or they do things that maybe we don't agree with. And we stack those experiences up until it becomes. And so the point of that is by having certain pulls in life, PULLS, having certain pulls, having a why, having a purpose, it helps you to remain focused on your higher purpose. Here to live an abundant life, to live a prosperous life, to help one another, to be a blessing to one another, to positively impact one another, to heal one another. And if I know anything about this this habit of building this ritual, this was intended to heal myself. Okay? Just heal that part of myself that said I didn't deserve it, or you're not worth it, or you can't have that. And so by having these statements, I was able to override that old way of thinking, the old ideas that no longer served me, the people around me that no longer served me. And I'm using myself as an example. I don't want to throw you under the bus. I don't know your situation. I don't know um, what you've been through, and maybe you can relate, maybe you cannot. However, the truth is that having a purpose and a vision in life will pull you out of those low moments where you feel like quitting, where you feel like giving up, where you feel like walking away. When you have a purpose and a vision for your life, it will continue to um, to move you. So the truth statements also would be read out loud. All of this is out loud. There is a spiritual benefit by reading this information out loud, by looking in a mirror while you're reciting truth statements. And you'll notice with the truth statements, every single one of those were true. A lot of times with affirmations, we are attempting to affirm something that's not true, and we wonder why we're having difficulty achieving or manifesting or demonstrating whatever it is. It's because we're affirming something that isn't true. And your mind is just like, yeah, right. I mean, you've tried it. It's like saying, oh, I'm 110 pounds. I know I'm not 110 pounds. I don't even want to be 110 pounds. Affirming things that I don't want. Now, as a word of, and we'll continue to unpack this when we get into the visualization piece of this training. As a word of encouragement, I don't like to give advice. I can only share my experience. As a word of encouragement, any declaration or any idea that you want to manifest or any words to it. Those three words are in divine order. In divine order. You can say in perfect order if in divine order makes you feel uncomfortable. You can say in right order because the laws of manifestation are so real and so powerful. And what we're creating together in this training, what you're creating individually in your life, can come to you faster than you believe. And my goal is to teach you guys. So um, it's amazing how quickly things can come. And the reason that we're adding that in perfect order is because we don't want those things that we desire to come at the expense of something else or to cause us pain when it does come into our life. And so it's very important to add that phrase to whatever it is that you desire to manifest in perfect order. Okay? Just a word of encouragement. And so these are the seven spiritual laws of success. I would read through these as well on a daily basis. I will get in touch with the field of pure potentiality, taking time each day to be silent. These were actually written by Deepak Chopra. Fantastic books, Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. Um, One of the ones that will probably come up the most in trading is number 6. I will commit myself to detachment. Life in general. Um, I will commit myself to detachment. I will allow myself and others the freedom to be as they are. I will factor in uncertainty as an essential ingredient of my experience. I will remain open to an infinity of choices. The law of detachment, the art of letting go. And these are just the same laws, just written out in a different way and expounded upon, and giving you a little bit more information on this. Now, I am going to put this in the area so that you can download it. This was also down. This was also a part of the daily ritual, the daily prayer. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what your background is. There is some sort of peace that you can get by connecting to whatever makes you the happiest. And a prayer is nothing more than a verbal or maybe a silent command. And so this is just a prayer that I would recite on a daily basis. I'm in harmony with the natural vibration of the world. I'm surrounded by successful people with successful thoughts. I'm literally always in the right spot at the right time. I'm attracting success through my daily actions. I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy. I am loved by God. I am in harmony with the law of compensation. I'm discovering greatness in the simplest form. I'm a world changer, right? So, all of these positive ideas that can come to us that we need to recite daily. This is a part of the daily mind fitness. On the right, you'll see the 7 core areas of life. We won't go too much into that in this particular training. However, those are 3 questions that definitely would want to get in the habit of asking yourself. What idea is attempting to be expressed through you? What is seeking to emerge in your life? And last but not least, what must I become to manifest my vision? What must I become to manifest my vision? Who do you have to become the person that you desire to be? Who do you have to become? What does that person do? What is that person like? What kind of music does that person listen to? What does that person smell like? What kind of cologne does that person wear? What kind of clothes does that person wear? Where do they go shopping? Where do they go get their groceries? What kind of car do they drive? The list could go on and on. Where do they go to the gym? Do they go to the gym? What kind of pens do they use to write out? Like this list of who you must become to manifest your vision can go on and on and on. And I challenge you to start incorporating that. If you do nothing else, incorporating that one question in your daily routine, asking yourself, if you desire to manifest huge goals in your trading, what must I become to manifest my vision of being a world-class trader? What must I become? Does that mean you're going to have to read some books? Does that mean you're going to have to back test? Does that mean you're going to have to do internal work? What does it mean? What does it look like? And as you continue to ask yourself this question on a daily basis, you will receive. I appreciate you for sharing this time with me. This is something that is very close to, obviously, to my heart. It's like my heart on paper. And I wanted to take this opportunity to share this with you guys because everything happens for a reason. Even in the market, everything happens for a reason. And um, creating a plan for how you're going to train your mind for success. Let somebody else do it. It has to be your plan because the world is so ready to come up with ideas for you and to give you its daily prayer. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. That's the world's daily prayer. What's yours? What's your internal song? Right? Who do you need to become to manifest your vision? What is your purpose in life? What are things that you can say that are true about yourself to affirm the good part of yourself? What do you believe in? What do you believe about yourself? And so I encourage you to really just take some time, carve out some time to really think about what is it that I desire? What do I want my life to look like? What is my purpose? Why am I here? Um, Neil Donald Walsh has a video where he says that God doesn't have a plan for your life. And for some people, that makes them uncomfortable, right? They're like, wait a minute, God has a plan for my life. And you can say the universe, right? The universe doesn't have a plan for your life. This idea of fate is an idea, a human construct. And when we really, really think about it, the only meaning to our life is the meaning that we give it. The only meaning to events that occur is our is the meaning that we subscribe to those events. Something can be positive or negative. It depends on how we decide to look at it. And so I said all of that to say that when you're considering your purpose, your vision, your truth, what's going to govern your success, how you will train your physical body, your mind and emotions, your relationships, your career, your finances, your social life, your spiritual life. when you really take the time to carve this out, it will be a permanent change. It will be a permanent change. It's just like, again, referring to the physical fitness, when you start to work out, fine, but you just looked up and it was 3 years later and you were still getting at it. And trust me, your physical fitness after doing something every day for 3 years will show you exactly what kind of progress you've made. And it's sometimes it's it's an interesting type of reward because the fruits of these sometimes to the outer world they're not visible. But when you start to change on the inside and when you start to feel certain things on the inside and you start to feel a light on the inside and you start to share that light with other people, being in the street or being at the grocery store, just saying hey to people, hey, how you doing? Good, good, good. Okay, that's what's up. What you getting? What you getting? What's in your basket? Like being able to genuinely connect with people and not want anything. Sometimes people want from other people and don't even know them. And it's like we're putting expectations on other people. That's a whole other conversation. We don't have to have that now. So the encouragement is really just to take seriously your fitness training. Create a routine that you can stick to. These if we take working out of it, probably about 20 minutes, okay? Because I can drink my tea while I listen to this song, or I could recite my daily prayer, and immediately after do a gratitude minute. I can take my vitamins and then read the scripture of the month. And so I challenge you to come up with 10 items that you believe will help you to build the muscle of self-confidence, to build the muscle um, of resilience, of faith. I challenge you to create 10 items that you can do on a daily basis that you can implement into your day. And so I will make sure that you guys have access to this particular template. It's just an Excel file. You can print it out. It'll be ready to go. You could either write in your ritual habits here, and then so you want to do this, and then the next 30 days you're like, okay, I'm good. You can change that and then move forward. So I hope that this something that was said in this training encouraged you and got you really thinking about you for a moment. Like really got you thinking about how you can change the world. And until the next video, take care.